Good evening, folks. It's your bro, Rich here. Today in this video, I'm back with another car explanation video for you all. Today in this video, I'll be talking to you all about the next, American muscle car. And today in this video, I'm back to the pony car category. I haven't for quite a long time. I've been for quite a long time. So I have been for quite a long time. And today in this video, I'll be talking to you all about another Mustang, specifically, the mighty Mustang Boss 302. So, I feel like I haven't been doing Mustangs for, God, quite a long time. I can't remember, like, God, man, like, it's been such a long time since I've done Mustangs. Man, oh man, it's been such a long time. Okay, so today I'll be talking to you all about the Mustang Boss 302. So before I start, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment, I can't even talk. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Glass of water, so it's important to stay hydrated. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin. So the Boss 302 Mustang, or Mustang Boss 302, same thing, just different way the words are, like switched around, all that kind of stuff. So without any further ado, let's begin. So the Mustang Boss 302. Here we go. So the Mustang Boss 302's a high performance 4.9 liter, well, so 5 liter for that up, 302 high output V8 powered variant of the Mustang, originally produced by Ford in 1969 and 1970. Developed to meet homologation requirements to compete in Trans Am racing, it was Ford's response to the success of the Camaro Z28 in the 5 liter and under SCCA series since 1967, while substantial mods were required to the standard Boss 302 to be competitive on a track. So to be competitive on a track, many thousands were sold to the public in a street legal form that included a refined high performance motor and upgrades to both the suspension and brakes over upgrades to both the suspension and brakes over standard Mustangs. Over standard Mustangs. Ford revived the Boss 302 name for another 2-year production run. So 2-year production run in 2012 and 2013. So for those who don't know what HO means, for the Boss 302 V8 motor, small block, it's known as high output V8. So the Ford Boss 302 V8 motor, formerly the 302. So the Ford Boss 302 motor, formerly the 302 HO, is a high performance small block 4.9 liter 302 V8 manufactured by FMC, so Ford Motor Company. The original version of this motor was used in the 6970 Boss 302 Mustangs and Cougar Eliminators, and was constructed by attaching headers designed from the planned 5.7 liter 351 or 350 Cleveland V8, which debuted the following year to a Ford small block V8 motor. The construction was aided by the two motors sharing a cylinder head bolt platform, not platform, cylinder head bolt pattern. There we go. Though the Boss headers had to have their coolant passages slightly modified. An entirely new Boss 302 motor. An entirely new Boss 302 motor was introduced. An entirely new Boss 302 motor was introduced for the 2012 Mustang using a variant of the Ford modular motor. So a little bit about the new Boss 302 motor for 2007. So the new Boss 302 motor was unveiled in the 2006 SEMA show. In 2007, Ford Racing began marketing new crate motors using the Boss 302 nickname, with displacements between 302 to 360. So from 5 liter to 6 liter V8s that are rated from between 340 to 360 horsepower. So the dual overhead cam, or the DOHC, the DOHC VVT, so variable valve timing, 444 horsepower. So 444 horsepower, 5 liter, Ford modular Coyote Boss. So 5 liter Ford modular Coyote Boss 302 V8 is also marked as a crate motor by Ford Racing. It's also marked as a crate motor um, by Ford Racing. So yeah, the Boss 302's high performance 4.9 or 5 liter 302. Hold on. Sorry, Boss 302 Mustang. So the Mustang Boss 302 is a high. So the Mustang Boss 302 is a high performance 4.9 liter 302 high output. so so the Mustang Boss 302 is a the Mustang the Mustang Boss 302 is a the Mustang Boss 302 is a high performance 4.9 liter um 4.9 liter 302 high output V8 powered variant of the Mustang, originally produced by Ford. Originally produced by original originally originally produced by Ford in 1969 and 1970. Developed to meet homologation requirements to compete in Trans Am racing. It was Ford's response to the success. It was Ford's response to the success of the Camaro Z28 in the 5 liter and under SCCA series since 1967, while substantial mods were required to the standard Boss 302 um, to be competitive on the track. Many thousands were sold to the public in a street legal form that included a refined high-performance motor and upgrades to both the suspension and brakes over standard Mustangs. Ford revived the Boss 302 name for another 2-year production run in 2012 and 2013. Overviews next, so let's do it. So manufacture is obviously by Ford. Production between 69 and 70 and 2012 to 2013. Assembly was at Dearborn, so at the city of Dearborn, Dearborn, Wayne County, Michigan, roughly 7 miles. So in the city of Dearborn, Wayne County, Michigan, roughly 7 miles, west of town, roughly seven miles west of downtown Detroit. So assembly is at Dearborn, Michigan, for 1969 to 1970, and we also got the city of Flat Rock, Wayne. So at the city of Flat Rock, Flats Rock, Wayne County, Michigan. So at Dearborn for 69 to 70, and Flat Rock for 2012 and 2013. Designer was Larry Shinoda. Whose full name was Lawrence Kiyoshi. So Lawrence Kiyoshi, Larry Shinoda. Born March 25th, 1930. So March 25th, March 25th, 1930, in Los Angeles, California. Passed away at age 67 on November 13th, 1997, in the city of Bloomfield Hills, Oakland County, Michigan. So for those who don't know how he passed away from, he passed away from uh, heart failure. Well, he first developed kidney problems starting in 1996, yet continued to be apparently an active designer. And before transplant surgery could even take place, he passed away from heart failure on November 13th, 1997, at his home in at Bloomfield Hills, Oakland County, Michigan, at age 67. And his daughter, Karen, formed Team Shinoda, now known as SPV, Shinoda Performance Vehicles. Both a tuner and performance parts company. May rest in peace. Okay, back to the Mustang. So overview: manufacturer Ford, production 69 to 70 and 1213. Assembly was at Dearborn, Michigan, 1969 to 1970, and Flat Rock, Wayne County, Michigan, from 2012 to 2013. Designer was Larry Shinoda. God rest his soul, and God bless his soul as well. Said God bless his soul. Said designer Larry Shiana. Body and chassis next. The class is a muscle car. The class is a muscle car. Body styles a two-door fastback coupe. Layout is front engine rear-wheel drive. So layout is front engine rear-wheel drive. Pretty cool, proper layout. And it was related to all the other Mustangs. Powertrain is next. So the engines, both of them are 302s. One of them's a CID with overhead valve. So with OWL overhead valve. So the both are 5 liter V8s. The only difference is that they're completely different. So the first one was a Boss 302 Boss 302 overhead valve 302 CID V8 from 69 to 70, and the other one was a Roadrunner DOHC, so dual or double overhead camshaft V8 motor from 2012 to 13. Transmissions, both versions are manuals. However, the difference are the speeds. So in 1969 and 1970, it was a 4-speed. In 2012 and 13, it was a 6-speed. Out of those two, I picked a 6-speed any day of the week. Anyways, back to the Mustang. So the Boss 302 is a high performance 4.9 liter 302 high output V8 powered variant of the Mustang, originally produced by Ford in 69 and 70, developed to meet homologation requirements to compete in Trans Am racing. It was Ford's response to the success of the Camaro Z28 in the 5-liter and under SCCA series since 1967, while substantial mods were required to the standard Boss 302 to be competitive on a track. Thousands were sold to the public in a street legal form that included thousands were sold to the public in a street legal form that included a refined high performance motor and upgrades to both the suspension and brakes over standard Mustangs. Ford revived the Boss 302 name for another 2-year production run in both 2012 and 2013. Next is the first generation Boss 302 Mustang from 1969 to 1970. Here we go. So the Camaro Mustang rivalry had begun in 1967 with the intro of the Camaro. So it began in 67 with the intro of the Camaro by GM. The Camaro was the largest threat to the lead Ford had in the pony car field, a market segment largely created by Ford. With the intro of the Mustang in mid 64, the performance of the Mustang with Ford's standard 289 small block, and so it's 4.7 liters, and a 390 big block 6.4 liter V8 was not up to the Camaros with equivalent Chevy motors. In an effort to improve the Mustang's image, Ford developed the Boss 302 motor and offered it in a complete performance pack. in a complete performance pack in mid 68, and 69. So in mid 68, and 69. So in mid 68 and 6 in mid 68 and 69 models as the Boss 302 Mustang, and the 7 liter 429 385 series V8 motor in the Boss 429 Mustang has a similar big block powered alternative. The 420 the 428 the 4 the 428 the 428 Cobra Jet was the 428 Cobra Jet. The 428 Cobra Jet was also offered as a high performance standalone option on standard Mustangs. So on standard Mustangs, the specific impetus for the 6970 Boss 6970 Boss 6970 Boss 302s. So Boss 30, the specific impetus for the 6970 Boss 302 motor in 1968 was meeting the SCCA's homologation requirements for qualifying to for qualifying to race in the 69 305 CID 5-liter and under Trans Am road racing series with the 7-liter big block Boss 429 V8 motor developed likewise for the higher limit of the NASCAR circuit at that time. Available only in the Boss 302 Mustangs of 1969 to 1970. So 1969 to 1970. The motor differed substantially from standard 302s, being based on a unique thin wall, high nickel content, small block casting. Other performance upgrades included solid lifters, much stronger 4-bolt rather than 2-bolt main crankshaft bearings, threaded rather than simple compression freeze plugs. I think it's meant to be spark plugs, I think. Yeah, there's a amount of correction. There's some correction going on. So I briefly apologize to you. So threaded rather than simple compression freeze plugs and heads using a canted valve design allowing for larger valves being developed for the planned 351 Cleveland 5.7-liter V8 motor, which debuted the following year. Though the two motors shared a common cylinder head bolt pattern, coolant passages were slightly modified in the headers of the Boss 302. The motor was only available in a complete Boss 302 pack, which included a 4-speed manual and handling and aero aids necessary. So handling and aero aids necessary to compete on a racetrack. In addition to a lower ride height, standard equipment included front brake rotors, larger sway bars, heavier duty spindles, reinforced shock towers. This G-code motor was rated at 290 horsepower. The Boss 302 was styled by Larry Shinoda, former GM employee, who got rid of the fake air scoops in the who deleted the fake air scoops in the rear quarter panel fenders on the standard production 69 Mustangs, added a front wing, rear deck wing, making the Boss 302 one of the first production cars to feature both black horizontal rear window shade and a Black horizontal rear window shade and a blackout hood were both options. The name Boss, popular 60s slang for excellent or very cool, got attached to the car when Shinoda was asked. So got attached to the car when Shinoda was asked what he was working on, answering the boss's car, referring to Simon Bunky Knudsen, American automobile executive. So his full name was Simon Emil Bunky, Bunkie Knudsen, born October 12th, October 12th, 1912, in the city of Buffalo, New York. Lies in the western New York. So lies in western New York, at the eastern end of Lake Erie, at the head of the Niagara River. So Niagara Falls, as they call it, on the Canadian border. Passed away age 85, July 6th, 1998, at the city of Royal Oak, Oakland County, Michigan, located 10 miles roughly north of downtown Detroit. Cause of cause of death was unknown, so we don't know how he passed away. But may God rest his soul, may rest in peace. So, here's the name Boss, popular 60s slang for either excellent or very cool, got attached. Uh, got attached to the car. Got attached to the car when Shinoda was asked what he was working on, answering the boss's car, referring to new Ford President Simon Simon Bunky Knudsen. So Simon Bunky Knudsen, who had brought Shinoda over from GM's Chevy division. Changes for the 70 model year included side hockey stick stripes, front end which replaced the outer pair of headlights with vents and moved the headlights inside the grill opening. The dual exhaust system, the dual or twin exhaust system and suspension were designed in a so the dual exhaust system and suspension were designed and a Hurst shifter became standard. The intake valves were slightly smaller, and cast, alum, ca- ugh, cast aluminum valve covers replaced the chrome. With a suggested price of $3,720, a total of 7,013 were sold. The 70 model could achieve from 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds and cover a quarter mile in 14.6 seconds at 98 miles an hour. Ford also had an option for both the Boss 302s and 429s. So both 302s and 429s for a deluxe interior. So for deluxe rather than standard interior. Next is a Trans Am Racing. So the SCCA Trans Am series, SCCA Trans Am series was popular in the late 60s, especially after the birth of the pony car, a type of stock car racing usually held on road courses. So road courses. The series limited maximum motor displacement to 5 liters. In an effort to be competitive, various Detroit car manufacturers produced produced some produced a number of variants a number of variants of their usual pony car lineups in both road and track trim for homologation purposes, equipped with high performance equipped with high performance variants of their small block 300 small block 300 inch, well, so cubic inch, and it's 300, so that's 4.8, 4.9. Yeah, there's a minor correction going on. So small block 300, so small block 300 class V8 motors. The Boss 302 program was part of an effort by Ford to win the coveted SCCA Trans Am Championship in 1969 and 1970. Penske Camaros had triumphed in 1969 and so in 1968 and 1969, but Team Penske switched to American Motors Javelin, so AMC Javelin, the following year. So in 1970, the Boss 302's direct competition were the A.A.R. Cudas, Pontiac Firebirds, Team Chaparral Camaros, and the Penske AMC Javelins. The Ford entry for both 69 and 70 was the Boss 302 Mustangs, which was dogged by non-mechanical which was dogged by non-mechanical problems, so non-mechanical issues in 69, but one in 70. In 69, tire issues and slow pit stops were major factors limiting the Ford team's success, with Roger Penske as Chevy Racing Team manager. Pit stops were choreographed to maximize efficiency, far outperforming the Mustang team's efforts. Ford's Firestone brand Ford's Firestone brand tires also proved inadequate, so it was proved not adequate. In 1970, the factory effort was head up by by Bud Moore, so Walter Maynard, Bud Moore Jr., born May May 25th, 1925. So May 25th, 1925, passed away November 27th, 2017, age 92, from Spartanburg. So from the city of Spartanburg in Spartanburg County, South Carolina. So he was a NASCAR car owner who operated the BME team, so Bud Moore Engineering Team, a decorated veteran of World War II. He described himself as an old country mechanic who loves to make him run fast. So it's love to make him run fast. May rest in peace. Okay, so the heck was I? So Ford's Firestone brand tires also proved inadequate. In 1970, the factory effort was head up by Bud Moore, who fielded two cars in the 1970 season, running on Goodyears, and edged out Team Penske's Javelins with lead Penske driver Mark Donohue, born March 18th, 1937, at Haddon Township. So at the township of Haddon Township in Camden County, New Jersey. Passed away at age 38 on August 19th, 1975, in the capital of Graz in the Austrian federal state of Styria. and the second largest city in Austria after Vienna. Cause of death for Mark Donahue was, who the heck is it? So, okay, so where's this? So during a practice season for the race for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Österreichring racetrack, I can't pronounce it that well. So, following the successful closed course speed record attempt at Talladega Speedway in Alabama just a few days earlier, during a practice season for the race, he lost control of his march after a tire failed, sending him into the catch fencing at turn one, known as Vorest Hugel Curve. I can't pronounce it. It's Austrian. A track marshal was killed by debris from the accident, but Mark did not appear to be injured significantly. It said that Mark's head struck either a catch fencing post or the bottom of a wooden frame from an advertising billboard located alongside the track. A headache resulted, however, and worsened. After going to the hospital in Graz the next day, he lapsed into a coma from a from a from a cerebral from a cerebral hemorrhage known as a hemorrhagic stroke, sudden bleeding into the tissues of the brain. In English, so in other words, it's the parenchyma into its ventricles or into both. So it's known as an intracerebral hemorrhage or ICH. So it's a type of bleeding within the skull, and one kind of stroke, ischemic stroke, being the other. Its symptoms can vary dramatically depending on the severity of like how much blood or acuity over what time frame and location anatomically, but can include headaches, one-sided weakness, numbness, tingling, or paralysis, speech problems, vision or hearing issues, memory loss, attention problems, coordination issues, balance issues, dizziness or lightheadedness or vertigo, nausea and vomiting, seizures, decreased level of consciousness or total loss of consciousness, neck stiffness, and fever. So there's a lot for intracerebral intercer- ugh, intracerebral intracerebral hemorrhage. I can't pronounce that last word correctly, but well, I try. So Donahue lapsed into a coma from a cerebral hemorrhage and passed away. So apparently it says he was survived by his second wife and two sons from his first marriage. He was buried at Saint uh, Teresa Cemetery. So it's Saint Teresa Cemetery in Summit. So in Summit, New Jersey. So the turn was tightened and became the Lift S's in 1977. Um, Donahue's estate was involved in litigation against Penske and Goodyear that was settled in 1986, claiming tire failure killed Donahue. Goodyear paid both the widow and children $9.6 million, so $9,600,000. Close to $10 million it was. Alright, what the heck was I? So, Ford's Ford's Firestone brand tires also proved inadequate. In 1970, the factory in 1970 the factory effort was headed up by Bud Moore, who fielded two cars in the 1970 season, running on Goodyears and edged out edged out Team Penske's Javelins, with lead Penske driver Mark Donohue losing out to Bud Moore, driving driving Parnelli losing out to Bud Moore driver Parnelli Jones, born um, July 12th, 1933, in the city of uh, Texarkana, Miller County, Miller County, Ar- Miller County, Arkansas. Passed away at age 90 on June 4th, 2024, in Torrance, and LA, in the coastal city of Torrance, LA County, California. Cause of death was apparently it's unknown, so I have no idea what happened to it or how it happened, but I don't know if we might know about this sometime. I'm not too sure, but lost so many people last year in 2024. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2025. Oh my god. Ugh, it's unbelievable. Anyway, so in 1970, the factory effort was headed up by Bud Moore, who fielded two cars in the 1970 season, running on Goodyears, and edged out Team Penske's Javelins, which led Penske driver Mark Donohue losing out to Bud Moore. So Moore driver Parnelli Jones. Ford dropped the Boss 302 after the Ford dropped the Boss 302 after 1970. In 1971, AMC came out with a redesigned Javelin and returned to the track with both Donohue and ex Mustang driver ex Mustang driver George Fulmer. His full name is George Richard Fulmer, born January 27th, 1934, in the capital of and the most populous city of Phoenix in Arizona. And he was an American former auto racing driver and one of the most successful road racers of one of the most successful road racers of the 70s. He was born in Phoenix, Arizona. His family moved to Cal. His family moved to his family moved to Cal. His family moved to California, to California when he was just an infant. So like when he was just a kid. So Ford dropped the Boss 302 after 1970 and 1971. So in 71, AMC came out with a redesigned Javelin and returned to the track with Donohue and ex Mustang driver George Fulmer. Donohue dominated the circuit. So Donohue dominated Donohue dominated the circuit in 1971, and again Fulmer in 1972, leading to back-to-back AMC victories. Next is the Australian touring cars. The Boss Mustang platform experience. The Boss Mustang platform experienced racing laced so the Boss Mustang platform experienced racing success in Australia. So the Boss Mustang platform experienced racing success in Australia with Canadian-born driver um, Alan Moffat, known as Alan George Moffat, born in born November 10th, November 10th, 1939, age 85, from the largest city from the largest city of uh, from of Saskatoon in the Canadian province of Saskatchewan. So born November 10th, 1939, age 85, in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. He's a Canadian-born Australian racing driver known for his four four championships in the ATCC Australian Touring Car Championship, 6 wins in the Sandown 500, his 4 wins in the Bathurst 500 and 1000, and his win in the 75 12 Hours of Sebring. He was inducted into the V8 Supercars Hall of Fame in 1999. What else was I so? So the Boss Mustang platform experienced racing success in Australia, with Canadian-born driver Alan Moffat driving his Coca-Cola sponsored Mustang to a recorded 101 wins from 151 starts. His car was a gift. His car was a gift from Ford's American in from Ford's American in-house race car fabrication and engine fabrication and engineering facility, Carcraft. So it's with a K, not a C, and finished off by by BME, Baltimore Engineering. He raced the Mustang in the ATCC Australian Touring Car Championship from 1969 to 72. Although he failed to place in the top 10 in 69, he finished 6th place in 72 and 71 and 3rd in 72. As of December 2012, this car has been fully, so I think before or after my 7th birthday, I can't remember. This car has been fully restored to original and is owned by Queensland-based collector David Bowden, who regularly shows the car at historic events throughout Australia. Since its restoration, the only person David has allowed to drive the only so since its restoration, the only person David the only person David is allowed to drive the car, other than his son Dan, is its former owner Alan Milfett. Alan has said that the car is his favorite of his that it's his favorite the car is his favorite car of his 30 years in racing, and that the gift of the car from Ford in '69 was a pivotal moment in his career. Last part is legacy, and then I'll end it there for tonight. So, final part, legacy. The Boss 302s um, reproduced as both a model and toy, with diecast models including with diecast models including Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and ARTL's American Muscle, and so many others. It's recognizable by the hockey stick. It's recognizable by the hockey stick side stripe, rear so hockey stick side stripe, rear louvers, and chin spoiler. Although those features can also although those features can also signify a Boss 429 Mustang. The 1970s available, the 1970s available, but there are also some four light 69 models as well. Many Boss 302 Boss 302 replicas um been created out of regular fastback Mustang being so many Boss 302 replicas being created out of regular fastback Mustangs with varying degrees of accuracy, including efforts um, including efforts to dishonestly clone dishonestly clone cars, copy cars, clone cars to capitalize on both the relative relative rarity and rarity and expense rarity and expense of existing examples of the original automobiles, especially race prepped models. In 2007, a pair of restored 69 so in 2007 a pair of restored 69 Boss Mustangs sold. So in 2007, a pair of restored 69 in 2007, a pair of restored 69 Boss Mustangs were sold for $530,000. So over $500,000, by an extra 30 grand more. Not too bad. I mean, $530,000 is pretty good. Last part, and I'll end it there for tonight. So, although in 2007, although in 2007, um, both both Celine, both Celine and American racing legend. so both although in 2007 both Celine and American racing legend um Parnelli Jones created a limited edition S30 2PJ version of the Mustang designed to pay homage designed to pay homage to the legendary 1970 1970 1970 Boss 302 that Jones had raced in the Trans Am series. So in the Trans Am series. So the S32BJ was part of the Celine 302 series of the Mustang. So part of the Celine 302 series of the Mustang. The Mustang. The hell is I? So also in 2007, Celine and American racing legend Parnelli Jones created a limited edition S32BJ version of the Mustang designed to pay homage to the lemony, so designed to pay homage to the legendary 1970 Boss 302 that Jones had raced. So 1970 Boss 302 that Jones had, so 1970 Boss 302 that Jones had raced in the Trans Am series. Okay, so that'll be it for tonight. So for my next Boss 302 a Mustang. So for my next Mustang Ford Mustang Ford Mustang Boss Ford Mustang Boss Ford Mustang Boss 302. So for my next Ford Mustang Boss 302 video. So video will be about the Gen 2 the Gen 2 Boss 302 Mustang. So my dream Boss 302 Mustang. Oh, it's also my favorite as well. So for my next Boss 302 Mustang video will be about the Gen 2 Mustang Boss 302. So for my next video, so for my next Mustang video will be about the Gen 2 Mustang 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 Boss 302 from 2012 to 2013. And so yeah, so that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Say comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted of when I'm and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so time's up. Oh my god, 12:05 a.m. in the morning. Jesus Christ. Okay, I really gotta hit the bed. I'm not even tired, but still. Okay, so if you guys like this video, like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so I gotta go. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe. Have a great evening, and also have a great morning as well. And also have a great morning. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. So yeah, take care. So take care. Take care. So take care, folks. So take care, folks. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys soon. Good night. So good night. So take care, folks. So take care, folks. Take care, folks. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys. Soon. So I'll see you guys soon. Good night. So, good night. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. So, good night, folks.